Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Monday edition of Source 16 News. I'm Eddie Owen. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news, some local factory workers were injured today when a plant on Frank Yost Lane was hit by straight line winds or a possible tornado. A line of strong storms pushed across western Kentucky just before noon today, prompting the National Weather Service in Paducah to issue severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings for several counties in our viewing area. But the majority of the damage was reported in Christian County. TG Automotive, or T-Gask, on Frank Yost Lane, about 2 or 3 miles north of Pembroke, was hit by straight line winds or a possible tornado. Hopkinsville Police spokesman Paul Ray talked to Source 16 about the injuries.
Just kind of give us a summary of what's going on.
A little bit after 12 today, either a tornado or some very strong winds here at Pembroke Road at T-Gask came through, actually knocked out the power lines and actually did some damage to the building. We do know 7 people were injured because of this. Now these injuries are non-life-threatening, bumps and bruises. Those 7 have been taken to Kitty Stewart Medical Center via ambulance. The other employees, there were 184 here at the time. All those employees have been accounted for. They've shut off all the utilities here at T-Gas, all the electricity, all the gas, to prevent anything from returning further. So all the employees are obviously going to be going home for the day, and right now that's where we stand.
No fatalities?
No fatalities. Those injuries that occurred were non-life-threatening at this time.
Source 16 also spoke to T-Gask employee Janet Meacham, who was inside the factory, and explains what happened.
Well, I'm the receiving part, and I'm in this corner here.
Where most of the damage was?
Well, no, I think the worst is in the back when it blew through. When the power went out, I used the procedures to go to the restroom, and when I stood up to go, I seen the garage door coming off, so I crawled up under my desk and stayed there till it was over.
There were numerous emergency officials that responded to the scene, including Hopkinsville Police, Christian County Sheriff's Department, Christian County Rescue, Hopkinsville Fire Department, and several ambulances. And there was also some other damage reports around Christian County. Emergency officials reported a tree on top of a mobile home at 4802 Rosetown Road, as well as a barn that was hit and a lot of debris in that area, apparently from T-Gask. Officials also reported between the 2000 and 3000 block of Beaker Road near Pembroke, there was a tree down and debris from T-Gask. Hopkinsville Electric General Manager Austin Carroll told Source 16 there were some scattered outages in the city, and about 85 customers in the Casey Mead area were without electric due to 2 damaged utility poles. However, Pennyrile Electric experienced a total of about 1,564 outages during the peak of the storm, according to spokesman Brent Gilkey. Now, as of 3:30 this afternoon, Gilkey said there were 284 customers without power in the Cadiz district, 44 in the Elkton district, 181 in the Hopkinsville district, and about 241 in the Russellville district. In other parts of our viewing area, emergency officials told Source 16 there were no reports of damages in Callaway, Graves, and Marshall counties. However, in Ballard County, highway maintenance crews reported a number of trees down on highways around the county, along with several barns blown over. Officials say the worst damage appears to be in the Slater area along Kentucky 1290 south of La Center, where a barn blew over onto a piece of highway mowing equipment. And due to a heavy rainfall, motorists will need to use caution traveling around the viewing area this evening, as some roads may still be flooded. Transportation Cabinet spokesman Keith Todd is reporting water over the road signs have been placed along Kentucky 502 in Hopkins County between the 1 and 3 mile marker due to water up on the edge of the pavement in that area. Mayfield police are continuing to investigate an alleged murder that left an Oak Grove Church Road man dead over the weekend. Police say they responded to a call of a shooting at 1210 Wilford Street in Mayfield around 3:40 Saturday morning. When officers arrived, they found 30-year-old David Nemish II of Mayfield lying on the floor with multiple gunshot wounds. Graves County Coroner Philip McLean pronounced Nemish dead on the scene. Police say the investigation is still open at this time. A former Kentucky State Police state trooper is dead and another man is recovering after a boating accident on the Tennessee River over the weekend. Officials say the men were fishing in the Tennessee River Saturday morning just below Kentucky Dam in an area where turbulent water met calm water. According to reports, when rescue crews arrived, they found 2 of the boaters deceased. The Marshall County coroner identified the victims as retired KSP State Trooper 64-year-old William Ray Herman of Campbellsburg and 44-year-old Harold Andy Myers of Louisville. The third boater, identified by KSP, was Tom Roberts, was rescued and transported to Vanderbilt Medical Hospital. Officials say the dam gates were open and there was turbulent water at the time of the accident. Well, the US 62 Cumberland River Bridge is open to traffic after it was closed when it was hit by a barge. Coast Guard officials say the motor vessel Mary L was on the Cumberland River, towing 11 empty barges early Sunday morning when high water discharged from the Barkley Dam and forced the tow to make an intentional grounding. The barge struck a pier on the US 62 Cumberland River Bridge at Lake City, immediately below Barkley Dam. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet said there are no reports of damages to the barges and no injuries resulting from the incident. KSP also reports they found no structural damage to the bridge and they reopened it around 10:45 this morning. The Mary L is owned by Ingram Barge Lines. The fate of a former Fort Campbell soldier charged with double homicide remains uncertain. After 4 hours of deliberations today, jurors in the 4th trial of Brent Burke sent the judge a note saying they could not reach a verdict, but the judge asked them to try again. According to media reports, defense attorney John Shaughnessy claims there's no physical evidence linking Burke to the crime scene. As previously reported by Source16, Burke is charged with the murders of his estranged wife, Tracy Burke, and her former mother-in-law, Karen Comer, at Comer's Rineyville home in September 2007. In addition to the 2 murder charges, Burke is charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment, burglary, and animal cruelty for allegedly killing the family's dog. This is Burke's 4th trial after 3 other trials ended in mistrials. Well, the Western Kentucky region is one step closer to receiving its first hospice house thanks to a donation from the Murray Rotary Club. The club recently made the $1,000 donation to the Murray-Callaway County Endowment for Health Care. The money will be put toward the building of the residential hospice house and to support projects within the Murray-Callaway Endowment for Health Care. The hospice house will be a 12-bed residential facility designed to provide patients with limited life expectancy and their families a nurturing, home-like setting. The house will be the first in the region, serving western Kentucky and neighboring sections of Tennessee and southern Illinois. A Greenville man was charged with first-degree assault for allegedly shooting another man in Muhlenberg County Saturday night. Jason Lamar was arrested by Kentucky State Police after troopers responded to 261 Bryan Lake Road in Graham and found Harold Gray with a gunshot wound. Gray was transported to St. Mary's Hospital in Evansville, Indiana. Lamar was taken into custody and lodged in the Muhlenberg County Detention Center. A Hopkins County man is behind bars today facing drug trafficking charges. As part of a joint investigation with the Madisonville Police Department's Vice Narcotics Unit and the Hopkins County Sheriff's Department, William A. Nisbet IV was arrested Saturday and charged with trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree, cocaine. Authorities are continuing their investigation. Kentucky State Police report 3 people, including a Callaway County woman, were killed in separate crashes on roads across the state last week. Police say 46-year-old Tammy Lusk of Almo died last week after her SUV was hit by a tractor trailer on Kentucky 121 just south of Murray. Other single fatality crashes were reported in Fayette and Jefferson counties. Through April 3rd, preliminary statistics indicate that 141 people have lost their lives on Kentucky roadways this year. That's 28 fewer than reported for the same time period a year ago. A Hopkinsville man is recovering from injuries after he was hit by a vehicle on Braden Street Saturday morning. Hopkinsville police say 32-year-old Marquita Johnson of Hopkinsville was backing out of her mother's driveway onto Braden Street when she struck 79-year-old Samuel Thomas with her rear bumper, knocking him to the ground. Johnson reportedly sustained minor injuries to his hands and was transported by ambulance to Jenny Stewart Medical Center for treatment. A 60-year-old Benton man was charged with drinking and driving after he was injured in a single vehicle wreck in Marshall County Friday night. According to Kentucky State Police, Jimmy Denham was driving west on Kentucky 348 near the intersection of Ivy Road when his vehicle ran off the shoulder of the road into a ditch, ejecting him. State police say Denham smelled like alcohol and was arrested and charged with aggravated DUI. He was transported by ambulance to Lourdes Hospital in Paducah for treatment. An Owensboro man was transported by ambulance to a local hospital Saturday morning after a car versus motorcycle wreck on Madisonville Road. Hopkinsville police say 18-year-old Emily Tomlinson of Nortonville was driving south on Madisonville Road and was turning left onto Highway 800 when she pulled in front of 55-year-old George Rao of Owensboro, causing him to hit her passenger front fender. Police say Rao was transported by ambulance to Jenny Stewart Medical Center for treatment and that his motorcycle was severely damaged from the wreck. Thanks to Fort Campbell's Bastogne Brigade, soldiers in remote parts of Afghanistan have been receiving necessary supplies. U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Robert Reffitt says if the cargo or troops are delayed, it could be detrimental to troops on the front lines fighting in one of Afghanistan's most dangerous areas. Officials say planes of all sorts, from C-130 Hercules to Cessnas, land every day carrying equipment worth millions of dollars. Task Force Bastogne is currently preparing to return to Fort Campbell and will be replaced by a new unit from the 25th Infantry Division. Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot's $30 million. Wednesday's Powerball jackpot all the way up to $218 million.